In this episode of Tales from Retail, we're reading some Karen or wholesome stories. Woman with 100 incorrect coupons probably cost $500 if not more of loss to the store. Lady, it is literally my job to know more than you. My co-worker tried his honest job to be nice, but a woman was not having it. Yes you do because you do inventory this way. No we don't. And finally, a good end to a bad day. If this is your first time here, my name is Spicy and I cover the craziest and the funniest retail stories. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button and subscribe. For other I Don't Work Your Lady videos, check out the playlist in the description and I will create really soon a Tales from Retail playlist. Congratulations Dante and the creepy family for the comment of the day. You gave great ratings and I am glad you are participating in what I am trying to do here. Now let's find some more Karens. Woman with 100 incorrect coupons probably cost $500 if not more of loss to the store. I work in a grocery chain in Texas that is pretty popular. Chances are, if you're a Texan, you already know what store I am talking about. We had a sale on Mary calendars or some frozen food brand where if you buy one frozen meal, you get a dessert of the same brand for free. The catch is that it had to be a certain size. They were the smaller variety. Just as I was about to go home, a woman comes through my line with a bloody cart full of the frozen foods on sale. This was literally all she bought. 200 items, half food, half dessert. It is so bizarre that I feel like nobody's going to believe me. But by this time, my bagger dipped out and this woman clearly was not going to help bag, so I was trapped. After I scanned everything, I went to scan her coupon. But it was denied. The desserts she had bought were large, full pies, $13. The coupon was only for smaller desserts that were $6. I decided to just call my manager over. When the woman realized what I was doing, she quickly told me that the man over there told her that it was okay. Yeah, no, he did not. But I digress. My spineless manager made me push through every coupon. That means I had to manually type each coupon. For whatever reason, you can't do quantities on coupons. I also had to adjust it to where it will take off $13 instead of $6. Lasted a good 15 minutes. What the hell? I'm surprised. Over here in Canada, if you don't have the right coupon or it says something specific, they don't give you a free pass or allow you to do whatever anyway. I'm surprised she still got her discount. That was a huge discount for her. 200 items and half of them being discounted. For what? For nothing. Just because, she didn't take the right items and the manager didn't want to make a mess in front of the other customers. Good manager, bad customer. I give you a level 40 because you are entitled to a discount you don't understand and you should not have got it in the first place. What level will you give to her? What level will you give to this Karen for what happened in that store? Let me know in a comment. Lady, it is literally my job to know more than you. Many years ago, when I was in high school and shortly after, I worked in a very prominent video game retailer. At the time of this story, Fable, The Lost Chapters, had just released for the original Xbox. As it was during Christmas, of course many parents were shopping for their children's presents. I enjoyed gaming much more back then, and I also enjoyed reading as much as I could about new releases, so I could be as good at my job as possible. Well, one fateful day, a wild Karen appears. As soon as I was free to help her, I approached her and asked, pleasantly, how could I help her? Hi there, how can I help you today? I need Fable The Last Chapters for PlayStation. I'm sorry, it's actually Fable The Lost Chapters, and unfortunately, it is only an Xbox game. Karen, increasingly belligerent. No, I saw it. Fable The Last Chapters for the PlayStation 2. It is one of their platinum hits. Ma'am, I'm sorry, but the game is made by Microsoft. It is only available for the Microsoft Xbox. I can help you find something similar for the PlayStation though. Whatever, you don't know what you're talking about. The wild Karen flees. In my mind, I was screaming at her. Lady, I work here. I play these games. I get paid to know more than you do about them. If you knew what you were talking about, you will know that Fable is produced by Microsoft. So it will never be on a Sony system. And you will also know the correct name of the game. And you will also know that Platinum Hits are the Microsoft value games. Greatest Hits are the Sony value games. Get away from me. But being professional, I said nothing and moved on to help the next customer. My coworker tried his honest job to be nice, but a woman was not having it. My order story did surprisingly well, so I decided that I will post all my stories here every so often. I just want to preface that I work cashier in a grocery store, but I don't work there anymore. I was employed for 6 months, but moved on since I am in the medical field in school, but the area I lived in has quite a few characters, so I have quite a few stories. To set the scene, I was at register while I had a coworker bag for me. I will call him B. B was a man with autism or something of the sort, and while he did have the tendency to talk a lot, he was a nice dude who just wanted to make people have a pleasant experience. Odd he was, but a good man nonetheless. I have a couple come through my line, and it was clear what they wanted everyone to know. The man was dressed in a suit and hair slicked back, while the wife wore literally the most vintage of things I have ever seen. She wore one of those dresses that cut off at the shoulders and wore a fur scarf with a pearl necklace. Keep in mind, it was spring in Texas. It was a particularly warm day. Anyways, they were checking out a lot of wine and a lot of brie cheese, not to mention lobsters, you know, fancy stuff. And as I am scanning their things, B is trying to make small talk with a couple. I had already attempted before, but they completely ignored me. Fine, I was more of a quieter cashier anyway, but B persisted. He would talk about here and there and whatnot. The husband was completely ignoring everything, but the wife will make offhand, okay, remarks and that sort of stuff. Clearly disinterested. They had bought some chicken, which, as most grocery cashiers know, tends to leak tremendously. The couple had brought their own fabric grocery bags. It was customary to ask if they would like their meat in plastic first, as to not soil their grocery bags. She said no, quickly, and opened up one of the fabric bags for him to put the meat in. B being B, he decided to push it and ask, "Are you sure? Because these have the tendency to leak." What happened next, I still can't even fathom. The woman gets very angry, shakes the bag, and angrily yells at him, "Who cares? Just put it in. It's going to the same place." B was crushed, and I felt so bad for him. In retrospect, I really wish I would have said something. Why she couldn't just say, "No, it's fine. I will never know." You could clearly tell that B has Asperger's or autism. He was upset for the rest of his shift. It was just so out of the blue. On the bright side, B is doing very well in university and is getting closer to becoming a history teacher. Yes, you do, because you do inventory this way. No, we don't. Earlier posts reminded me of this incident. Several years ago, I worked at a little grocery store. We got very interesting customers. So it is about 8 AM and I've just opened the store, as I tended to do on the weekends, and hear someone ring the bell on my register. So I go up and there's this older lady that did not really fit our usual customer base. She was decked to the nines, fur coat in August, Louboutin shirts, Prada handbag, you get the idea. So I just go to help her. I was known at this point for being pretty darn fast at checking, so I figured it'd be over quick and I could get back to my mountain of tasks. She has a bag of nectarines. We did not get these often, so I used the little cheat sheet for PLUs that was taped to the register. I give her the total, and that's when it happens. Our cast, C for Cruella, M for the manager, and me, the devilish handsome person behind the screen. Alright, this will be your order total. No. So I checked the screen again. I am dyslexic, so I figured that was a classic case of me misreading. Yes ma'am, that is what the monitor says. No. Okay, so now I am confused. Register says number, customer says no. Maybe I'd woken up in the twilight zone, which meant that you did not have to pay if you said no enough times. In that case, I was going down to college admissions first thing on Monday. No, the nectarines are wrong. Oh, let me just run back and double check. I was the only one here besides my manager. I went back to produce and the nectarines are with peaches and plums, all the same price and all by weight. Okay, go back to C. Well ma'am, I just checked the sign and this price is correct. No. So we're back to no. Got it. So I run back, grab the sign and bring it up to show her. What does she say? You guessed it. She said no. I make the decision to call my manager before I lose what little of my soul was left after several years in retail. He comes up and I explain the situation. So he goes to check the computer. Everything seems fine. Heads back to the produce room. Apparently the price had been changed during the night and this lady thought they should be the same. So now she is mad, but the manager doesn't budge. He's like that. However, she keeps pushing and pushing. And now the morning crowd's shown up and I am the only cashier. He gives in and goes to change the price. Now Cruella is really upset. You can't do that, you will mess up inventory. Manager and I exchange a look. The thing about our company is that we didn't do inventory through ourselves. We hired a third party to come in and do it every few months. Literally just people with PDAs walking around the store counting everything. Actually, we don't do inventory that way. Yes, you do. No, we really don't. Yes, you do. I work in a store once, I know how this works. So I just start counting out changes and the manager is obviously done with this conversation. Well, we don't do that here. Have a great day. The manager then slaps my drawer shut and goes into the office. Awkward, but everyone really. Best part is, this woman pulled the same thing every week for about 4 months. A good end to a bad day. Warning, wholesomeness ahead. I currently work in retail selling virtual reality rides, and better yet, it's in Vegas, where everyone is selling literally everything, so there's a lot of competition going on. I get early pay plus commission, but my commission depends on how many sales I make that day. Meaning some days I hit commissions easily and others I won't get it at all. Most of our business usually comes in the summer and other holidays, special events going on, basically any time when we get a lot of tourists who have money to spend. Any time in between is our slow season, and we are lucky to hit $100 in a shift. I was working the morning shift at one of our locations. Business was pretty slow that day. I had about $80 so far and was just feeling real bummed out. It sucks when there is no business because the most you can do is stand there and wait for the time to pass by until your shift is over. So I am standing in front of my location, trying to bring whoever I can in when this mother and daughter come in and want to take a ride. The little girl is about 9 or 10 years old with a really bubbly personality, and her mom is basically the same. So I get them on the ride together and start it up, watching and listening as the two scream in delight all throughout the ride. About 3 minutes later, the ride ended and I held the two off, asking them what they thought about the ride. If they had fun, just the general questions I ask everyone. As the two are about to leave, the little girl comes up to me and gives me a hug, holding me tight as she thanks me for the ride. Now at first I am taken a little aback as the hug was not encouraged by the mom or anything, and most people just thank me and leave. After that I hugged her back, smiling the biggest smile as I told her she was welcome before letting go so they could be on their way. At that moment I felt so gosh darn happy that I could care less if I didn't make any more money that day, because that sweet little girl loved her ride so much that she gave me a hug. My mood was improved the rest of the day, and anytime I think about it I always smile. Hey, did you like this Tales from Retail video? If you did, check out my I Don't Work Here Lady playlist right here. I bet you will love it. These videos take me a lot of effort and time to make, so if you can show me some support by liking the video and subscribing, this will mean the world to me. Also hit the bell button to know when we post a new video and join the notification gang. Thank you again for watching episode 4 of Tales from Retail. See ya! Pra!